My copy of this book had a free bookmark inside. I can hear your cries of jealousy now. One side has a list of Claudia's books, while the other side is the dossier that the police used to identify her for crimes against spelling. Note how her biography section is her bragging about how great her fashion is.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
This book was written by Peter Larangis. Our plot kid today is a new client named Rosie Wilder. She's 7 years old and she has a budding acting career. She takes lessons in piano, violin, voice, ballet, acting, reading. Basically, Rosie works all the time. She is so accomplished, she makes Claudia look bad just by existing. She is also a touch rude and condescending. Claudia tries to make friendly conversation with Rosie. She makes an idiot out of herself because she doesn't know basic things like what a piece of music is, or what rehearsal is, or the fact that actors get paid. But clearly, the problem is not with Claudia. It's Rosie! She's way too stuck up. Claudia hates Rosie and doesn't want to sit for her ever again. Next time, Claudia decides to have a positive attitude. She also decides if Rosie does anything smart, she's gonna get pawned off on Janine the genius. So when Rosie has questions about her science homework, Claudia doesn't even try to help. She outright ignores Rosie until Janine arrives. While Janine and Rosie work, Claudia does some art. Rosie's halfway interested in the pictures Claudia drew, but when Claudia offers to draw with her, Rosie says no. We skip the next 2 times Claudia babysits Rosie because reasons? Now it's Stacy's turn to babysit Rosie. Rosie has an audition for a TV show today. For whatever reason, the audition is taking place in Rosie's living room. Rosie does several routines. Stacy is forced to act out a scene with Rosie, and she feels incredibly stupid. She decides that she hates Rosie too. Basically, the plot of this book is all the babysitters openly hate a child because she's smarter than them. They are such good role models. In the subplot, Claudia starts doing artwork of candy and other junk food. Christy gets an idea. Claudia can do an art show. They'll put all the paintings on display in her garage.
And serve junk food as refreshments, Christy chimed in. It's perfect.
Jessie volunteers to babysit Rosie. They're both great at ballet, so they should become friends, right? Wrong. Jessie asks one question about ballet. Rosie changes the subject, and Jessie gives up on her forever. Wow, Jessie, you didn't even try to be a good babysitter. Rosie wants help with crossword puzzles. Jessie pawns Rosie off on Janine. Rosie gets mouthy with Janine, and she complains she doesn't want any new babysitters. She wants Claudia as her only babysitter. Claudia is her favorite. Why? All Claudia does is ignore you and draw pictures. On the next job, Claudia puts her foot down when Rosie is rude. She refuses to let Rosie stupid shame her anymore, and she stops answering Rosie's questions. Rosie is humbled that someone has stood up to her, and she starts behaving nicely. They draw pictures together, and Claudia suspects that art is Rosie's true passion. Rosie does well on the TV show, but she throws a temper tantrum when her parents won't let her get ice cream afterwards. Rosie wins the school crossword competition, but all the other kids openly insult her, they boo her, and Claudia starts feeling bad for Rosie because she doesn't have a normal life or any friends. Poor Rosie. Claudia and Rosie do artwork together again, but Rosie's parents disapprove. Artwork? That doesn't make money. Rosie throws another tantrum, and her parents can't figure out what's wrong with her. Well, obviously Claudia knows what's wrong with her. Claudia knows Rosie much better than Rosie's parents do. She spent at least 6 hours with Rosie, after all. So she lectures the Wilders on how to raise their child. Wait, that was book 5. What happens is Claudia asks the Wilders if she can have some of Rosie's art in the big art show. They agree, and the art show's a huge success, except for this one part where Alan Gray causes trouble. So Claudia sells 3 paintings, and
We're going to have a refreshments table serving junk food. That was my idea, too. That was my idea. I said it earlier. Continuity. Sorry, but I'm the narrator, so I get to steal your ideas.
In the end, Rosie asks her parents if she can scale back some of her activities, and they agree. Now Rosie is much happier. We finish with Claudia and Rosie laughing over how unlikable Janine is. Nobody could enjoy spending time with her. Ha ha ha! Wow, poor Janine. The end. Post-book follow-up. According to the title and back cover, Rosie is a genius who's even smarter than Janine, and everybody hates her for being obnoxious. That's not quite the story we got. Rosie's an actress, not a genius. Yes, she's smart, but we never hear anything about her IQ, and there's never any indication that she's smarter than Janine. I found it weird that all the babysitters were completely useless in this book, especially Jessie. She has experience with child actors. You'd think she would have done a better job watching Rosie. Same goes for all the other girls, because they all have experience working with problem children at this point. But no, Claudia's the narrator today, so she's the only one who gets to be competent. The others are forced to magically forget everything they learned in previous books. Continuity! To be honest, Claudia did not do a good job of handling Rosie. All she does is yell at Rosie in order to get her to behave. That's not good problem-solving skills. Trust me, do not try that in real life. I also thought it was strange that Rosie needed a babysitter to begin with, considering that her agent and her various tutors watch her most of the time. That is, for half of the babysitting job, Claudia is getting paid to sit around and do work while adults take care of Rosie. That is nice work if you can get it. Okay, so I made fun of this book, but it was actually good. It was surprisingly good. I liked it a lot. The dialogue's engaging. There are tons of jokes. I really loved the jokes. The story is interesting, and it felt different, even though technically it's a rehash of things we've seen before, like the child star, a snobby kid, clueless parents, and Claudia's low self-esteem. I give Babysitter's Club number 49, Claudia and the Genius of Elm Street, an 8.5 out of 10.